Would you believe that I've wanted this guitar for 20 years and I've just gotten it for the first time? This is an American Vintage reissue 52 Telecaster, the classic butterscotch blonde blackguard Telecaster from 2004. I just got it. I got a great deal from Rock City Music Company, and I want to say thank you to them. We're going to talk a little bit in a minute about why this guitar is so special. Hey everyone, I'm Jack Fossett. Welcome to the channel and welcome to this video about this kind of special new Telecaster that I've gotten my hands on from 2004. It's an American Vintage reissue, 52, classic butterscotch blonde blackguard Telecaster. When I started playing guitar in 2004, I was surrounded by a lot of metal players, a lot of kind of thrash metal and people who were playing heavier and faster, and it just wasn't for me. I'm not going to knock anyone else's genre, but I very quickly was able to be like, this is not something that I want anything to do with. And, I started out really liking Stratocasters and hollow bodies, and I actually wasn't 100% keen on the Telecaster at first, but over the course of that first year playing, I really grew to love them, and particularly because I reverted down a different road. While other people were playing fast, pointy guitars with lots of distortion, I kind of decided to go the polar opposite way and go back to the roots of the electric guitar. And you can't really go much further back as far as the solid body electric guitar goes than the classic Telecaster. Obviously would have started with the Broadcaster and everything, but this was what was out, was for Fender. This was kind of like the cream of the crop that I saw, was the American Vintage reissue 52. I played one in a store and it was just absolutely amazing. And I've always wanted one because of that. And believe it or not, I've bought and traded and done all kinds of things and had my hands on a lot of guitars, and I've actually never owned this one type of guitar that I had always wanted. There were at least 4 times where it almost happened, where I almost either bought one or traded for one, but something led to another and it didn't work out. So this year being 2024, this is my 20th anniversary playing guitar. And so I decided, maybe I'll look into getting one of those again. And I found this great one from 2004, the year I started playing, at Rock City Music Company. They treated me so well. I reached out to them. They gave me a great deal on this guitar. And so I kind of offered to also, because they were giving me such a great deal on this guitar, offered to say, hey, I'm going to talk about your store a little bit in a video about this guitar because you guys are great. You're doing such a good job. And I am going to share some cool savings with you. So Rock City Music Company, what I loved about them is that they're a player's store. And they're not only into guitar gear, they are also into music. I think that's really important. And the reason is because we can get so hyper-focused on gear, but gear should only ever be the servant to the master being good music and making good music. And the reality is sometimes we do get too focused on the gear side of it. We get too focused on the consumer side of it. I've done a video on this before too. But I love that they're so into music that they also sell records, they sell memorabilia, they've got all kinds of t-shirts and posters, and they host music. And they've actually had some pretty cool names there. They've had Geddy Lee and a whole slew of others. And I love to see, first of all, a mom and pop shop, brick and mortar, but also one that is really keeping the focus on the right direction. You know, if they're gonna try and get you a guitar, they're gonna try and get you a guitar that will help you make music, not just sell you a piece of merchandise. Check that out. Really, really cool shirt that they sent along. That's a trend that I absolutely love, that a lot of small stores and small companies are sending t-shirts when you get something from them. I think it's great. So in order to support them and to kind of drive a little more traffic in their direction, I also collaborated with them on a coupon code. So you can get 15% off if you use the code JackRockCity. Now, it is important to mention that doesn't apply to everything in the store. There's certain consignment things and certain other things. So, you know, if you're going to buy from them, check first to make sure that that's something, you know, for regularly priced products and other things. But I would, you know, kind of connect with them about it to make sure that that's going to work for what you're getting. But we so often talk about wanting to support small businesses, and then we wind up getting stuff from big retailers. And I do that too. You know, I'm not necessarily passing the blame or you know, kind of wagging my finger, or I should say, if I am doing that, I'm doing it as much myself. You know, we talk about supporting small businesses, but most of the time we usually just get stuff wherever we can get the best deal. So I really wanted to share this with you and kind of make this as much the focus of the video as the guitar itself. Now, the guitar itself, again, you know, it made it extra special that it was the exact model that I wanted from the year that I started playing guitar. And there are a number of other ones I could have bought. You know, the Fender American Original that came after the American Vintage, that was a great guitar. You know, I have an American Original 50s style Telecaster that I absolutely love. It's my Mary Kay one. It's blonde with gold hardware that my wife bought me for my birthday. Phenomenal guitar. It's one of my prized possessions. But, you know, when you get this one that's kind of in your head, and this is massively a first world problem, but, you know, you just sort of think of like, it's got to be that one. You know, it's got to be that particular model, you know, because the American Vintage 2, yeah, it's, you know, it's the modern one. It's a fine guitar, and there are actually a number of ways I probably could have gotten my hands on that one just from doing reviews. But again, it had to be this one. It had to be that one from that year to kind of satisfy that ridiculous idiosyncratic need in my soul for this particular guitar. What is lucky for me is that this guitar is even better than I ever could have hoped it would be. Now, the one thing that's been changed, it's stock, except the one thing that's been changed is the former owner did switch to the three-way switch, the traditional three-way switch, because when the 52 reissues, at least the ones that they used to have, when you flip back to the neck pickup, it was this kind of woofy, bassy sound, which is an ode back to the early Telecaster wiring, but then they came with a, you know, a adapter kit that you could switch it to. Kind of cool to nod to the past, but I don't really think that was that necessary. So many people who got these guitars switched over to the classic Telecaster wiring, which is going to be neck, middle, bridge, as opposed to kind of woofy, bassy thing, neck, bridge. So I'm glad that they did that. The rest of the guitar is all stock. It just sounds phenomenal. The neck pickup has this beautiful, saggy, squishy, kind of airy thing with like a little bit of a top end snap that I absolutely love. The bridge pickup, it's got the Telecaster sound that you want, but it's not like caricature twangy. It's got a fatness to it, and it's got a pluckiness to it, and it sounds amazing. Overdriven, actually this guitar sounds phenomenal with fuzz, which, you know, you don't always associate a Telecaster with fuzz, but I'm going to play some for you because it just sounds so good. Now today I am showing it off into my Henry Amps SRT Plus. For the overdriven tones, I'm using a Fulltone OCD, and then I am going to hit the fuzz with a Mojo hand Crosstown. So I just want to give you some tonal samples of this guitar because it's just absolutely wonderful, and again, kind of satisfies something that I've wanted for a long, long time. So please let us know in the comments, do you have any guitars like this? I call them I have like a bucket list of guitars that I want. You know, does anybody else have a bucket list of guitars that you want to get? And this one was kind of numero uno, again, because of my personal history with it and when I started playing. Again, massive thank you to Rock City Music Company. I'm going to put a link to their website below, and also remember to use the code JackRockCity if you want to get 15% off of your purchase from them. Support small businesses. You know, I'm not getting commission off of anything they sell through that coupon code, by the way. So that's not like an affiliate thing. That's just passing savings on to you and hopefully driving some traffic in the direction of a great small music store. So stick around for some tone. I'm Jack Fossett. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.